So we're off to go and get Umbra, a pretty powerful soul stealing sword. Stealing 25 points of health and stamina with each hit too. Going to be going north of Riften, and just between Last Vigil you should find it. There's quite a bit of puzzle solving to do in this cave and dungeon areas to get to the encounter. And we'll be facing off against Death Draugrs and Scourges too, so any weapons with lots of fire damage would be good. Inside the little mining area you should have the Vigilantes report, and that begins the actual quest itself, Vile Whispers. Make your way through the caves until you hit the actual dungeons themselves, and we're going to go down to the left hand side here. A few skeever to take care of, and there are a good few traps in this dungeon as well. Although seemingly I didn't trigger any in this room here, but it definitely looks like there's lots of nozzles for fire to be appearing. Once you've got a bit of loot, head back the opposite way and into the doorway, and you'll see Umbra the Ghost for the first time. The next section is a large chamber, and there will be two stairwells, one to the left and one to the right, where we're going to be solving the puzzles. Taking the left one first, the first chamber you'll come into should be okay, no Draugr in this one. Just lots of soul gems. In fact, this is a really good mission to get if you want lots of soul gems. Then the actual trap room itself and puzzle room, you've got obviously a Draugr, and you can take him out traditionally or have a bit of fun with the oil on the floor. Once that's done, don't pull the lever on the left. Obviously you need to make sure the rotating pictures are in the correct order, otherwise this happens. So you want to copy exactly what it is, and it's whale, snake, snake. So the first one should be the whale, and then it's simply snake on the second one, and then snake on the third one. Then go ahead and pull the lever, and that should open up the next section. This will also mean that you'll access one of the doorways now. Up top, we just need to go to the right hand side of that original chamber and do the second puzzle now. It's worth noting though, this will be one of the first encounters with a bunch of Draugr. They'll all come out their coffins at this point, Death Lords, etc. to take care of the 3 or 4 of them there. And then once that's done, we can start heading down the right hand side stairway. The chamber up below does have a Draugr in it as well, a Death Lord, so you're going to have to take care of him. And once again, another chamber with more puzzles. This time it's going to be whale, then eagle, then snake. You can see it's obviously showing you the pictures there, and one of them's fallen off. Then the third one, the snake. Activate the handle, grab any last bits of loot in this room too, and you can see it's got lots of nice little goodies inside. Then back up to the main chamber, pull the levers on either side, and that's it, you should be able to go through. Although you will have to take care of even more Draugr in this main chamber first. Once that's done, you've got a Death Priest to take care of as well. Maybe I should have mentioned that from the beginning, but yes, so you will need to make sure you've got some pretty decent weapons or plenty of potions. Although it wasn't as challenging as some of them, it doesn't seem to have the same knockback spell as some of them I've faced in the past, or certainly I just managed to do it pretty quickly. Once he's dead, then we've got another boss fight. Pull the levers or go through the gate to the next room, there should be a chest, and then there'll be a stairwell all the way down the stairs. You're now in some catacombs, which doesn't appear to have too many dangers. Again, I was expecting plenty of traps to go, and there's definitely some actual floor sort of traps on the floor to trigger, but every time I stood on one of them, nothing was really happening. So maybe I'd already triggered something earlier, I'm not sure. I don't really remember seeing anything out of the ordinary, but you can see even when I stand on here, nothing's happening. So maybe the water is stopping that from actually triggering. Anywho, you'll come to a big chamber. There's a few Draugr in here again, 1, 2 in the front of you, and then as soon as you've killed him and looted that area, there'll be another 2 or 3 that will spawn out of some of the coffins behind you. Obviously you can take advantage of the oil that's on the floor, and obviously the hanging baskets of fire. Again, shouldn't be too hard as long as you don't get flown far across the dungeon like I was. As I said, lots and lots of soul gems, and there'll be even more once we've actually defeated the boss. You'll enter some caves, and eventually you'll make your way through to the main chamber to face Umbra himself. So Umbra's pretty interesting. He's immune from damage at certain stages. You won't be able to do anything to him. As you can see, my attacks have no effect no matter what type of weapon magic I use. Instead, he'll summon 3 spectral entities, and don't concentrate on them. Still, try and take care of him, or at least take out 2 of the spectrals and leave one open so that you can then start taking damage on Umbra himself. You only have a brief window and he does change colour when he's a bit immune. Look out for the green gauntlets when he's doing that power. You need to get out of the way, otherwise he's going to throw you and paralyse you as well. And he'll continue doing damage on you while you're on the floor. So if you're pretty low health, you could end up a cropper here. I think on the third or fourth summons of his spectral entities, I managed to pretty much take him out. Also do look out for this area of effect damage he does. It does quite a bit to your armour, and it will increase your heavy armour skills if you're wearing it, or light armour skills. So it might be worth jumping into if you've got a good amount of health anyway. But nearly finished him off now. Just got to wait one more time to do his thing and just wail on him. Like I said, his entities that he spawns, they can be tough sometimes, but I would say try and kill maybe one or two of them and then try to take him on, or just go straight for him himself. He'll have the key to the exit point, a bunch of stuff, and of course Umbra himself. So yeah, pretty much kill someone with the sword within 20 seconds and you will gain that soul. The stamina and the health are really good as well, so it's a pretty decent sword. And that's it. There's a chest in here as well and a few other little bits and bobs, but this next chamber that we're going to find even more soul gems. Absolute tons of loot, tons of stuff to go and look around for. So yeah, make sure you get all the soul gems from this area too. Eventually you'll make it to a doorway with the key that you can now open, and you're back more or less near the start. It is pretty hard to, or easy I should say, to miss the actual proper exit. You go through this tunnel, then you've got to pull the lever that opens another stone doorway, and it'll take you back to the room where you was pretty much fighting against the skeever in the very first stages. But when you go back to the corridor that you first come in, you'll notice the entrance here just on the left hand side, and you can exit out. And there we go, another quest done. Go and check out all the rest of my guides, tutorials on all the Creation Club content, and I'll see you rat bags later.